today I'm going to be making some individual chicken pot pies. Now, I'm going to use this. You know I love this. I already made up a batch of basic pie crust, empanada dough, whatever you want to call it. And it was just made with 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, a little bit of salt, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1 cup of hot water. Now, put all that together, knead it until it shapes into a dough, and let it rest for 30 minutes. Then when the 30 minutes is up, you roll it out and you cut it with this. Now, I cut them with this side, not this side, because I don't want the hole in it. Always remember, this side is going to be plain. This side, we'll put this little star hole in the top. So now when I make my mincemeat pies at Christmas time, I like the little star on there because it shows what's inside, plus it looks a little bit more fancy and festive. But today, I just cut them round, and that made 8 of these for me. And I just placed them on here with a damp towel on them to keep them from drying out, and we'll fill them after we make our filling. So this is going to be very simple. This is how I make my chicken pot pie when I make it in just in a regular pan. First thing we're going to do is open this can of white meat chicken. Just your plain old white meat chicken. Now we're going to drain this with our little handy dandy drainer here into this little bowl so that I can get the liquid off of it. Okay? Don't have to be too dry, but you don't want all that liquid down in your pot pie because it'll make it soggy. Okay. Now we're going to dump it in here. Get this out of our way. Dump it in here. Make sure you get all the little pieces. I've got my little whipping spoon. I'm going to bust it up. It doesn't have to be completely busted up, but you don't want it in big old chunks because it won't mix up evenly that way. So you're going to bust up your chicken till it's in smaller little pieces, about like this. You see? About like this. Now I use the white meat chicken. You can use whichever. You could either make your own chicken from chicken breasts, or you can get you some rotisserie chicken and pick the meat off of there, just whatever you want to do. This was, let me see, 12.5 ounces. So I'd say that's probably about the equivalent of about 2 chicken breasts right there, 2 regular sized chicken breasts right there. Now, to this, we're going to put a can of cream of celery soup. You can use cream of chicken, you can use cream of mushroom. You could probably use a can of gravy if you wanted to, if it's nice thick gravy. Just you want something in there. Oh, come on, get out of there. To give it the juiciness, the nice thick juicy. You could even make your own, like a homemade, make like a white sauce. Add your own spices and stuff to it. Add a little bit of chicken bouillon to flavor it up. This is, how many? This is a 10.5 ounce can. So probably about a cup and a half. All right. Now then, I'm going to wipe this off a little bit. I'm going to need this in a minute. Okay. All right. Now then, we're going to mix this in, and to this we're going to want to add, because I'm lazy today, we're not cutting up onion. We're going to put some minced onion flakes in here. Just a nice good sprinkling. You can use fresh onion if you want, but generally when I use real onion, I need it cooked down first because I don't like the taste of steamed onions, and it would steam inside this. So I didn't want that extra step, so today I'm just using the minced onion. This is going to be very simple. Okay, now that all mixed together. We're going to add us a little black pepper. There went the lid. We know it's not a demo with me unless something gets dropped. Okay, mix that in there. And I'm going to add just a little bit of garlic powder. Now, feel free, like I said, use fresh minced garlic if you want to. I don't happen to have some right now. So, we're doing this, and this is going to be my supper tonight, so it's another one of those days where I'm behind on everything. So, we're just going to mix that in real good. Now, I'm not adding any salt to this because generally your canned soup and your canned chicken have salt already added to them, and I don't want to add any more sodium to my diet than I've already got. So next thing we're going to do, I have this bag of mixed vegetables, just your plain old Kroger mixed vegetables, and we're going to put some in here. Let's see, about let's see, I would say mix this in. I may take the whole one, but it may not. I don't. I'd say most of the bag. Let me see. Once I get it all mixed together, because we're going to make 8 little individual pot pies. So let me see here. I may take some more, just a little bit more. And this leftover little bit right here that I've got, so I put 3/4 of a bag, 2/3 of a bag, something like that, and the rest of it can just go in a small freezer mate and go into my freezer until the next time I make soup or pot pie. Alrighty, so now we've got this good and mixed up. Can you see about like this? Almost equal amounts, but there's a little more chicken than there is vegetable. You can do it the other way if you want to. You can make a vegetarian one if you want to. Just anything you want to add in there. I read once someone made one with tuna instead of chicken, so it was kind of like a tuna casserole, but in a little pot pie empanada. So now that we've got this all mixed together, what I want to do is bring my little rounds over here, and let's bring this over here. Gonna put it on my baking form with the rim, so that I'm not gonna mess up the pan that's under it. That's just to hold it steady. Sometimes, you know me, I'm clumsy in the kitchen. I will dump it all over the floor if I'm not careful. Now then, what we're going to do is take this, like I've shown you. We're going to put it in here. This looks like they might have shrunk up a little, so I'm going to stretch it just a tiny bit. All right, and we're going to put a little bit of our pot pie filling inside it. A little bitty pot pies. Now then, we don't want too much. I'm putting basically about this much. Do you see? I don't want to overfill it. We don't want it popping open while it's cooking. All right. Now again, these might have stuck together just a little bit. Now we're going to take this and stretch it to match. All right. Lay it on the top. And what we're going to do, make sure it matches up good, and then we're going to mash it really good. You want it to seal all the way around. If you see any places that it doesn't look like it's sealed, go back and mash a little bit more. You see? There it is. Now, gently ease it out and lay it on your little form. Now, do I have a knife over here? I thought I did. Before I put them in the oven, I will poke just a tiny little vent hole in each of them so that they can vent the steam as they cook. So, let's see here. do another one. All right. That's too much. You don't want too much, like I said. Don't want it busting open on me. Don't want it leaking all over the place. And I'm going to mash this one. Now, these make great little pies, little empanadas, sealed sandwiches, like I showed you another time. I did the peanut butter sandwiches, I think it was it? No, I made grilled cheese. Yeah, that's what I did. I did toasted cheese. Come out of there, please. Now then, let's go ahead and do some more. Stretch it out. Yeah. What happens is when the filling gets in it, it's heavier, so it weighs it down in the center, and that's why it pulls away from the edges. So you gotta just kind of make sure you're paying attention, and make sure that your edges meet up over the top of the little teeth so that it will seal properly. Okay. It's gonna be very tasty. Okay, here. Now, another one. I like this, that it crimps so that, because a lot of times when I do crimping by hand with a fork, it'll still leak a little bit on me. So this makes it a lot easier to get a good seal on it. Tasty. And you can also, once you make these, you can go ahead and freeze them in your freezer, in a freezer mate, and take them out as you need them for like a quick lunch or an after school snack or anything like that. That way, if you don't want all of them at the same time, just have them one at a time. And they're always something ready to go in your freezer. And they're so much better for you than the ones you buy in the supermarket, because they usually are all gravy in the middle with no filling. And they're usually these days only have one crust and not two. So not like when we were kids and they had a bottom crust and a top crust. They're getting a little cheap with us these days. Okay. There. Now then, I'm coming right along with these. And I still have some of this left, so I may make another batch of dough later on this afternoon, so I can put some in, like I said, in the freezer for the future. Alright. Alrighty then. And there we go. Come on. Come loose. Don't tear. Just come loose. Just gently ease you out. Alrighty then. There we go. And I just put this right here. Like I said, I just have this one little one. Maybe I'll make it and have that for lunch. Okay, I'm going to put just a little bit in here. Just a tiny, tiny little bit. A little bit. And we will treat it like it's a wonton. You with this. There we go. Ta-da! Half pie. Alrighty then. Now then, let me see. What was it? Oh yes. Got a little bit of an egg wash here. I'm just going to brush the tops with a tiny bit of an egg wash to try to get it a little bit of brown. Don't want too much on there, just a little. That way it'll brown evenly and not be darker in some places and doughy looking in others. Alright. I'm going to put these in a 375 oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. I'll keep an eye on them, see how they're browning, and then I will be back to show you how they turned out.